All right, what is going on, everybody? My name is Caden Hayward. I'm the CEO and founder of Coach Hayward. Today, what we're going to be doing is I'm going to walk you through on how to build your own workout program. So today's video is specifically designed for women 40 plus who want to lose weight and focus on toning up. That's the exact program we're going to build out here. I'm going to explain in detail, step by step, on how to do it, the right things to know, how to set it up properly, how to work with our minds, our habits, the whole 9 yards. So without further ado, guys, let's dive in here. Now, one more quick thing too. If you do like this video, if you find this helps you, make sure to click subscribe as well. And don't mind this little tape here. I'm testing out to see if I can breathe better with the allergies going on. So let's dive in here. So ultimately, as you can see in the top left corner here, these are the main things the kind of components I like to take in account when I'm building out my workout program. So typically it's, the client's goals, what do they want to accomplish? The next thing is the time that they do have, what do their lifestyles look like? The next one is who's the actual client, right? If they have any injuries, where they're starting from, who they are, their age, their health. Because sometimes, if you have PCOS, for example, it's not like you want to do high intensive exercises because that's going to flare you up, right? So the health section really does matter. Of course, also if you have injuries too. Now, the next one is like their schedule, like the structure behind it. So that kind of ties in with like the time that they have available. And then just overall, like the workout program, what do we want to focus on here? And then the duration as well. Typically, duration is going to be the same for everybody, like for most programs, because usually after about 3 to 4 months, you want to switch things up to keep shocking the muscle so you get the best results possible. Now, let's dive in here. So I'm going to do a case study here, guys. All right. So the case study we have here is a woman. So let's just say she's over 40 years old. Her goal is, let's say she's like 45. So she's 45 years old. Her goal is to lose 30 pounds in tone. She doesn't have any health issues, but she is a newbie to the gym. So she's kind of been struggling with consistency, and she's not as used to the gym. And her biggest issue when it comes to her weight loss and just the gym in general is the consistency, like actually sticking with it long term. So that's the client we're dealing with today. Now, the next thing is with her time. She only has 1 hour free a day when it comes to her schedule. And then her schedule. So basically what I'm going to do with the outline is how I'm going to make it is I'm going to make it just 3 times a week for her. So the reason why I'm doing 3 times a week is because she's very new. She's been showing consistency, right? So it's not like I want to overwhelm her with doing 4, 5, 6, 7 times a week in the gym, because yes, it might be a little bit more effective, but also it might not be as sustainable, because if she is a newbie and just struggling to get consistent, we want to focus on just getting in quick workouts, being effective as possible. So that way it's not taking up too much time and not being so overwhelming for her. So that's kind of like the mind view that I'm taking here when it comes to a workout program. Now, the next thing here when it comes to the program, so I'm going to make it so it's 4 months long. So for her, it's going to be 4 months long. That'll be the perfect amount of time, especially being a newbie. You could even maybe get away with 5 months, depending on the phases that we make it. And then the workout program, so it's going to be 3 times a week, and it's going to be full body. And we're going to work on trying to make the session around 40 minutes a session maximum. Okay. With her, she's going to work out at the gym, let's say. So that's kind of what's going on with her case there. Now, when I dive into the workout side of things, how I'm going to build this workout program for her is, number one, I'm not going to put her on some crazy exercise at first, which means I'm not going to get her to do barbell bench press. I'm not going to get her to even do barbell squats at first, because she is a newbie and I don't want her to get overwhelmed or scared of the weight. So I'm going to just focus on the best things that we can do, like leg press machine, goblet squats, stuff like that. That's a little bit more safer for her, but also still going to give her the best results possible with the minimal time spent. Now, I'll explain the reason why behind that. So that's kind of how I'm going to face it there. Again, not too crazy of exercises, not at first at least, so she can get into the rhythm of the working out. She can get used to it without being nervous or overwhelmed. Because when you're just starting at the gym, it's already kind of an overwhelming experience, and always in your mind of not wanting to mess up your form, anything like that. With my clients, I do record the exercise, so they have all the video tutorials, but it's always in our minds, right? We don't want to mess up our form. We definitely don't want to get injured. So that's kind of how we're going to face it with this approach here. Now, the next thing, the reason why I'm doing 3 times a week is just so it's quick, it's easy to stick with, and it's going to be realistic for her lifestyle. And the rule of thumb is that if you want to get actual real results when it comes to working out, getting more stronger, more toned, defined, you got to work at least 3 times a week. So you can get by with 2 times a week to maintain your muscle mass if you train really hard. But if you want to get real results and see some progress, then 3 times a week is going to be like the best. So I got a method here called my 3x3 method. It's helping girls 40 plus specifically get amazing results in the gym with just about 90 minutes a week. So that's what we're going to apply here today. Okay. So jumping into the workout program. So the example of the workout. So let's say, for example, this would be like a leg day workout, but essentially we want to make her workout a full body, right? So what we're going to do here is the kind of outline that I like to make it is, number one, I like to make the workout. So number one, we want to focus on warming up, right? We got to make sure we're warmed up. What I do with my clients, typically, I'll look at how much steps they usually get per day. If they're getting like 8 to 10,000 steps a day, I'm not going to get them to do a bunch of cardio because it doesn't make any sense. I see that they're already getting enough steps. So I see that they're getting a good enough cardio per day just by moving around their normal lives or jobs and stuff like that. So I'm not going to make them do 20, 30 minutes of cardio, that's for sure. Okay. So typically, if what the average I'd set up for them is the warm-up's going to be about 5, 10, maybe 15 minutes of like high incline walking. Maybe if they are only looking at losing 10, maybe 15 pounds, I'll get them to do sprints. But if they are looking to lose like 30 pounds plus and they are not used to running it or jogging, I'm not going to get them to do that. We're just going to focus on high incline and then a little bit faster walking. That way they can burn more calories when they're doing the walking because it's incline. So it's a little bit more pressure on them. It's a little bit harder, so they can get the best bang for their buck, basically. So that's what the warm-up's going to be. Now, then the next warm-up, though, is that when they do their first exercise, they're not going to go jump right into the weight. So, for example, if they're going to do goblet squats, I'll get them to do about 2, maybe 3 sets of warming up with just their body weight. So probably about 2 sets warming up with their body weight. And then I'll get them to grab a weight that they're not going to use. Like, let's say they're going to use 40 pounds, right? I'll get them to grab 20 pounds first and then do one more warm-up set. So we'll say, for example, body weight squats, just warming up. And then if they're comfortable, then they can grab like a 20 pounder and then do some more reps to get warmed up and then hit their actual sets. So that way they're fully warmed up. They can avoid all injuries possible. Once we build that out, now we're going to jump into the actual workout side of things. So for this girl here, so given that she is 45 and her goal is to lose 30 pounds in tone. So as we all know, when it comes to weight loss side of things, majority of the results are going to come from the nutrition. If we just built out a workout program, but the food's not on track, she won't lose the weight because the nutrition is everything when it comes to losing the weight. The working out side of things we can look at as just bonuses and boosts, and it's also just so much good for our mental health, how we feel, our bodies, the whole 9 yards, right? It's a whole different ball game. So with her, what she's going to find is she wants to lose 30 pounds in tone. I'm going to focus on strength exercises, specifically when she's around 45 years old or so. I want to focus on keeping her metabolism as boosted as possible. So strength training and keeping on her muscles, keeping them strong and defined, that's going to help tremendously for that there. So I'm going to set that up there. That way her workout's going to be about 30, 40 minutes or so, and we can get some amazing results, keep her metabolism boosted, and that will give us the best results possible. So given that she is only working out 3 times a week, she's going to be doing full body workouts. Now, this means that I want to set up exercises for her that are going to allow her to burn the most amount of calories possible. What that means is that, like, let's say, she wants to lose 30 pounds and she wants to tone her arms, right? I'm not going to add in arm exercise here, not yet. Given that she is just getting started and she has 30 pounds to lose first, if she wants to tone her arms, her best option, her best strategy to take here would be to focus on full body movements, specifically her main big muscle groups, like her chest, her back, and her legs. Why? It's because when we work our chest, for example, right, we're working multiple muscles. We're not just working a chest muscle. Like, let's say you're doing push-ups. Push-ups are going to work your core, it's going to work your chest, it's going to work your triceps, and it's going to work some of your shoulders. So as you can see, you're working multiple different areas in your body, and that's going to help produce the best results. You're going to burn the most amount of calories, and you're going to work the most amount of muscles with the quickest amount of time spent. So for example, let's say, someone is sitting there and they're doing bicep curls, right? Yes, it's good. You're going to work your biceps and stress that muscle there. But if you want to be quicker, get faster results, and you're only going 3 times a week, maybe you're better off to just do like, hold the dumbbells up here, do a squat, and then as you stand, then press. Or you can do like lunges and then bicep curls at the same time. That way you're stressing the most amount of muscles in the quickest amount of time possible. Okay? Because right now, for her to lose this 30 pounds, it's all about preserving her muscle mass, and it's all about getting that weight off as quick as possible, which means we want to burn as many calories as possible, right? In the quickest amount of time spent. because we want to be sustainable. So that's kind of the combination. That's how I go about my programs there, just trying to get them the fast results possible, but also making sure that it's something that they can sustain and they can keep going long term. Now, if you know this person has a very short attention span or they're very struggling with like sitting in one place at a time, maybe we'd focus on like HIIT workouts. Or another thing you could do is just do like 2 sets per exercise, right? So instead of like 3 or 4 sets per exercise, which is like the average, we could do like 1 or 2 where it's just bang, 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 and just multiple different exercises. So that way they're enjoying it, it's fun for them, and they can still get amazing results. That's another way we could do it too. Just remember, every person's different, right? So that's why having that personalized touch is very helpful. So that's kind of the way we're going to navigate this here. So again, if she wants to tone in specifically her arms, right? I'm not going to add in arm workouts yet. That might be in her next program because right now it's just not as beneficial, because by her working out her chest and her main muscle groups, that's automatically going to help tone her arms as well. So she's getting the best of both worlds, but doing it faster. Okay. So moving down, again, we'll do it around 40 minutes or so. That's really all we need. And let's dive in here. So the warm-up, 5-10 minutes incline treadmill, and then warm up before workout, right? So she warm up before the workout, before she starts her actual exercise. Then we'll start off, we'll say, with goblet squats. We'll do the goblet squats, the first exercise. The reason why is because you can either start out with goblet squats or leg press. Again, I'm not going to get her to do the barbell because she's just new to it so far. So we can do goblet squats or leg press. Both of those are going to be very good, allow her to lift the most amount of weight possible and really stress multiple different muscle groups. As you can think about it, when you're doing a goblet squat, right, you're holding the weight up, so you're working your arms, you're working your core to stay stabilized, and you're also working all of your leg muscles. I mean, you're working your quads, your hamstrings, and your glutes as you do those squats, right? So as you can see, it's kind of good for all the muscle groups. Same thing with the leg press as well. You're using all of your weight, all different muscles to push that heavy weight back up. So for her, we can either start off goblet squats or leg press. Now, I'm actually going to start off with leg press. The reason why is because I like to take like our heaviest lifts. So the exercises that can allow us to lift the most amount of weight, I like to put those first. So that way we have the most energy to get those done. Because the more weight you push, the better your metabolism will be boosted. And also it's going to help you get stronger faster. So that way, better results overall, right? So that's kind of how I like to set mine up there. So we'll start off with leg press. And then the next one, we'll do goblet squats for her. And then given that she only has, 40 minutes to an hour a day, we'll start off with those 2 at first. Then, so that's going to be the lower body, right? So that's going to be her leg groups. Now we're going to move up to her back area. So I'll add in either we could do some dumbbell deadlifts. Those will be good for her lower back, mostly her legs. But what I could do there is I could add that into day 2. So day 1, if she's only going 3 times a week, I'll do day 1 and 3 basically the same. So that way we can get faster results there. Because honestly, it's best to not mix things up too much too quickly, because you want to be able to track your progress and see how you're getting stronger in different lifts. So the more consistent you are with those, the faster you'll be able to see those results there. So with her, I will keep day 1 and 3 the same. In day 2, I'll mix it up so it's spicy, it's new, it's still fun for her. So essentially, maybe I'll add in the deadlifts, dumbbell deadlifts on day 2, but I might even leave that out right now, given that she is newer. It's something that we'll have to test out. So we'll say though, goblet squats, we'll start out with the leg press, then we'll do the goblet squats. Once the goblet squats are done, then we're going to go into doing her back. So we'll do bent over barbell rows. And then the next one we'll do is dumbbell rows. So once we get that one done there, so that's for her back, right? So I'm trying to do the best back exercise that's going to work the most amount of muscles. So therefore, she's doing bent over barbell rows, right? She's standing up, she's bent over, so she's flexing her core and her lower back. She's rowing in the weight, so that's going to work her whole back. It's going to work her biceps. It's going to help her forearms. So as you can see, she's stressing multiple muscles just from one exercise. Much better than rather if we're just sitting on a machine and we're just using one arm and pressing, right? Because yes, that will still work our back muscles, but we're not burning as many calories as we could if we're doing the rows. That's why rows are so important. So as you guys see that what we're doing here is we're focused on burning as many calories as possible so she can get faster and better results with quicker time too, right? Faster spent in the gym. So Bent over barbell rows, and then we're going to do dumbbell rows is the next one. So we can do bent over dumbbell rows, or she can go on the bench and do dumbbell rows like that. That's good too, especially for the core. Now, the next one that we're going to add in here is we're going to focus on the chest area. So the chest area, we're going to start off with machine press. And then after that, depending on what her level is at, I might get her to do incline push-ups. Now, this reason is because the machine press is very safe, right? It's very safe. It'll help her with her confidence with pressing. The incline push-ups is a little bit more challenging, but it's still very safe of an exercise, so she can do that as well. I didn't add in dumbbells yet just because she is very new to the gym, but that might be on day 2, or I'll add it in within her 2nd or maybe 3rd month, and I'll add in dumbbell pressing. So that's kind of how I'm going to set it up though, is machine press, so she can press in the machine, and then she can do incline presses. So now we've got 2 exercises for the legs, 2 for the back, and now 2 for her chest. Now, if we have time, we can add in a little bit of core, but if not, we'll say that for day 2. So let's say we don't have enough time. The last exercise now is to stretch for 5 minutes. And then when it comes to stretching, y'all, here's a key tip, is you want to start at legs first, okay? So when you're doing your stretching, you want to hold each stretch for about 20 seconds each. So 1, 2, 3, hold the stretch that way. Don't cause a lot of pain when you're stretching. You don't want to feel a massive amount of pain, nothing like that. Just a good, decent stretch. And then when we do it, we want to start from the lower body all the way up to the upper body. So start with the legs, do the legs first, and then work ourselves up. Now, that we want to make sure we're stretching after every workout to keep ourselves healthy, keep ourselves feeling good, make sure we're not getting too tight, nothing like that. So stretching after the workout, way better. You never want to stretch before the workout, okay? We want to warm up before the workout, doing active movements, but we don't want to do anything like static stretches where we're just standing there and we're holding a stretch. Never before the workout, always after. Okay, so that's the workout program there for day 1 and day 3, we'll say. Now, inside this, I'm going to try to set it up so there's 3 to 4 sets per exercise. So she'll do goblet squats, she'll do it for 3 to 4 sets, and she'll rest for about a minute, and she'll do anywhere between 10 to 15 reps. Those right there, all those ranges are the perfect ranges for her age, for what she wants to accomplish, for safety reasons, everything there, that's perfect for her. Okay, so again, let's say she's doing leg press. She'll do about 10 reps. She'll do 3, maybe 4 sets if we have time. And she's going to do a minute rest in between each set. So she'll bust out 10 reps. She'll rest about a minute, minute and a half. She's doing 10, and she'll go again for 3 more times. Okay, so that's the workout program right there. That's exactly how I set it up. That's my mindset behind setting up the workout programs and how I get my ladies amazing results in the gym, where they're losing anywhere between 1 to 3 pounds a week with 90 minutes spent per week in the gym. Now, ladies, if you've been struggling with your working out, with your fitness, or you just need more hands-on one-on-one guidance to help with the food, the fitness, and help you make this a lifestyle so you can lose your weight once and for all, you can apply for help below to get this custom made for you in the description below. So if you apply below for help, make sure you leave your number wherever I can contact you, and I can build up custom game plan for you to see if I can help you out. Again, my clients are getting about 90 minutes per week, and they're getting amazing results, and we're making this a lifestyle. So if that's what you want, I highly recommend to apply for that help if you're serious about it. Now, that's exactly how I set them up there, though, okay? So that's the whole thing right there, basically, on how I build out a workout program. Now, with my clients, they do get a whole app and everything structured out and stuff. I recommend you build something like that, too. Either, of course, not an app, but you can take it in your phone's notes or like on a piece of paper, anything that you can track it and have it structured. So that way, when you go into the gym, you're not feeling lost, not feeling like a chicken with its head cut off. You'll have good structure, a good routine, and know what to do. Okay, so that's the training for today. I hope you enjoyed this training. I hope this helped you out, ladies. Now, again, if you do want some help, you can apply below. And I'm always here too. If you ever have any questions or anything, you can message me on Instagram. I'm very active in there at coach.hayward. But other than that, I really do hope that this helped you out here. And if you guys did like this training, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Keep showing up for yourself.